Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe, and everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future. You or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Remember that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule, and it's a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. Okay. As you see, I have the divination board out today, and before we begin, we're going to do one question and one answer. But as usual, we're going to do 2 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and hold for 3 seconds. So let's breathe in, release, breathe in, release. Now take your time and think of the question you would like to ask the divination board. I'll give you a few moments for that. All right, let's begin. Okay. The consistency that I have, collective, is between the months of February, March, between the months of September, October. I have the zodiac sign Aries, Libra, yes, and Tuesday. Collective, the consistency that I have for the divination is between the months of February and March. The zodiac sign Aries, between the months of September, October. Libra, happy birthday, Libra, and yes, and Tuesday. Okay, so take those answers in account according to the question that you asked. Okay, all right. Tap into the tarot. Hope you all are doing wonderful and feeling great. Okay. Libra energy is very potent at this time. Okay. Lots of balance taking place. Things are crumbling so that things can be restored and balance can be replaced in different areas. People, places, and things, even entities. What does collective need to know for their highest good? What does collective need to know for their highest good? Okay. All right. One second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. Lots of clarity being distributed and balance being restored. And that is the message because we're starting off with the 8 of Wands. And so there's a lot of information that people are receiving on a large scale, on a massive scale. Information that will bring them clarity, information that will bring the ability to start restructuring their foundation. This could be the foundation of your home, the foundation of your life, the foundation of a business or a relationship. And so worldwide, we are all receiving different levels of clarity and different forms of information to assist us moving forward. And the clarity that we are receiving is very direct, very clear, straight to the point. Some people may be receiving information or news that they're unable to bear or really receive. But Spirit is saying this is the time. If you have intentions on progressing forward in your life, if you are desiring to have a different experience, From time to time throughout your path, there will be many moments, not just now, collective, where you will have to take inventory of what's going on in your life. So, this Eight of Wands is representing the massive dose of clarity that we are receiving worldwide on many levels. Okay, doesn't matter what your career is, where you're from, your tax bracket. A lot of truths are being revealed. Okay. It's been a long time coming, Spirit is saying. There are many people who have endured lots of sacrifices, lots of experience of feeling like there's a lack of compassion, a lack of consideration, a lot of situations where maybe you felt betrayed, or situations you felt you had to walk away from one reason or another, where you had to decide to take a loss. And this could be situations that you didn't want to end, or relationships that you didn't want to end, but you had to come to the executive decision to choose self-preservation, to choose yourself. I'm also picking up on it's either them or me. And so, collective, you could have been placed in these positions in your life, whether this is with family or friends, your woman or your man, or a job or a business partner, where you have tried and tried. You've had the conversations, you've expressed your feelings, you've expressed your desires or what needs to change, and you receive nothing but these same actions. And so, whenever you reveal to someone that you are bothered or you're uncomfortable, and they choose to continue to not change anything, well, that is the answer within itself. It's like a person sticking their middle finger up at you and saying, well, I could care less about how you feel or what you're thinking. Or even though we've had these conversations time and time again, you've been in connections with people in one time or another. I'm hearing several who refuse to display any compassion or consideration for you, for who you are, and what you stand for. Okay, so a lot of balance is being restored. People are taking their power back in many situations. This could be within your home also. You could be maybe decluttering your home. You could be doing a lot of organizing, getting rid of a lot of old things, maybe freshening up and changing the atmosphere. I'm hearing the vibration of your home. Maybe putting lighter colors in there, working on being more organized. If you have a large family or you have several children, I see someone also having a conversation, speaking to their children like, look, you've been doing it this way, but now we're going to do it this way. And this is the rules. And let's take care of where we live. Let's respect the home that we are giving. Let's respect the space that we are giving. So I see someone being more orderly, more cleanly, more neatly, if those are words. Okay. Taking your power back on many levels. If you're working on a job where you feel you are being overlooked or disregarded, maybe you request certain days off and you're unable to get those off days. Maybe you're someone who have to work holidays repeatedly, and you would rather be with your family and your friends, and you've been tolerating and hearing, I'll get you next time, but it's like you're being ignored. Or maybe you feel that there's too many demands on your job. Okay, maybe you feel maybe the supervisor or management want to put a lot of requests on you, and so you're taking your power back when it comes to your career. You could be possibly turning in your 2 weeks notice. You could be resigning or looking for employment elsewhere. Okay. There's a lot of shifts that are happening, but this is for the positive. People are taking their power back. People are standing up for themselves. There is no more, okay, now I'm here, no one puts baby in the corner. Okay, that's from the movie Dirty Dancing. Okay. Okay, so, people like, I will no longer be a pushover. You will not take advantage of me. So a lot of people are standing up for themselves. If this is a family dynamic, maybe, when you show up to gatherings or you are around your family, maybe you feel that your family show or express a lack of respect for you. And I'm picking this up. This could be something regarding communication, the way that your family communicate to you and about you. They like to speak about you as if you're not there, as if you're not present. And it makes you feel some type of way. And it's been going on for several years. I see someone speaking up, and letting the fam know, hey, y'all got to cut that out. People have been working hard at having their way, trying to keep the pendulum from swinging to the opposite side. But it's impossible at this point. Balance will be restored, like it or not. And, there are a lot of people who feel that because of um, their connections or their financial status, that they can harness control of stopping what is meant to happen to play out, but you cannot. People have been patient long enough. A lot of people have experienced a lot of sacrifices, a lot of going without, a lot of mistreatment, people being underpaid, not being treated fairly, a lot of corruption within different companies, within different brands, a lot of shelving and red taping going on. Um, I'm picking up a lot of energy of people just collaborating and going up against one person and trying to block or sabotage someone else's idea or project, or maybe stealing ideas as well. If you are on, you have some kind of career where you are creative, you use your creative gifts, for a living. Maybe there is someone who has been trying to sabotage what you are creating or trying to steal your work. Okay, whether this is on social media or this could be in a company, excuse me, within itself. Okay, all right. Maybe someone likes to run to the boss and say, "This is my idea," knowing darn well that they stole it from the collective. Okay. And so it's that time. Okay. So that's what we're witnessing. There's a lot of, complaining taking place at the same time. A lot of people are unable to endure the changes. And that's when you hear the people complaining about the prices of everything, inflation. It's creating a major change in people's lives. But Spirit is saying to hold tight, to hold on, strap yourself in, keep the faith and hold tight. Trouble doesn't last always. This is temporary. These are temporary changes that are being, placed in our path and on our mission for long-term success. And we may not be able to see it now, but later on, moving forward, we will look back at these moments and we will reflect, later on down in history, that this is a wonderful time to be alive and to witness what is taking place here, spiritually speaking, and also, in the 3D, what's taking place here in the Matrix. Don't allow, the destruction of those things that have reached their expiration date to fool you. Don't allow what you see and hear make you feel as if life is over or it's not possible for you to still obtain those goals or that dream that you desire. Spirit wants you to stand firm in your authority of who you are. Be observant, don't be oblivious. That's not what the message is. Check the scoreboard, but don't become overly saturated to where you are finding reasons or feeling like, depleted from what you are hearing or seeing. Um, if you're choosing to be mindful, these things will not harm you nor touch you. And when I say these things, I'm speaking of just about anything you may hear on the television or social media that you deem to be negative or something that will create some kind of worry or anxiety within you or your household. Just be mindful. And this is a great time to exercise your faith. This is a great time, doesn't matter what your belief system is, all are welcome on this channel, to tap into that energy. And also to make sure that you're keeping the vibration up, especially if you have children around you as well. I believe I mentioned this last week. Some people aren't able to know the difference, when it comes to energy being projected onto them. Be mindful and check on your children. Have conversations with your children if you are a parental figure, or even if you have godchildren or nieces or nephews, and ask them how they're feeling and ask them what's on their mind, because the projections that they are receiving and the things they are witnessing may create some form of anxiety or worry within the youth or your offspring. So be sure to check in on the little ones, okay? That's the second time that came through. All right, because you never know. We all, emotionally speaking, we all receive information differently. and everyone isn't able to process everything that they hear and see or know the difference of whether or not, especially the youth, whether something is for them to be concerned about or for them to ignore and just trust to know it's going to be all right. Go ahead and focus on school, focus on being a kid. You need not to worry about these things. So make sure you check on your children and make it a routine, okay? Make it a routine. With the Knight of Pentacles here, it says practical, loyal, and responsible and persistent, protective and defensive. So make it a routine to make sure you're checking on all your family, within your household, especially, or even your extended family, those whom you care about or you are close to. Check on them and see how they're doing, and inspire them to not be so heavily focused or saturated on the television or the negative things they may hear repetitively in media. Sometimes you have to pull away, and cut your phone off for a moment and maybe step outside and get some fresh air. Redirect your attention, as I mentioned in the last read, game night has not gotten old. I know that there are games on the cell phones, but look, they still have board games, and you can create games as well. Okay, game night has not gotten old. It is still fun. It is something you can do and gather friends or family. It's something you can do. Put the phones down and have some fun or do something different. Okay. Yeah, game night. Board games are still fun, and they have them that you can purchase in the store, online. Yeah, yeah, okay. Even playing cards. I mean, if you just got to get a deck of cards and utilize that and have some card games and pull away from, all the hoopla, the friction, the mess, and give yourself a break, be good to you for a moment. Give yourself a woosah. Okay? So the next card we have here is the Queen of Swords. It says honest, truthful, frank, protective. Again, there's that protective energy in both of these cards. So there's a need for you to protect your energy, as I'm speaking on, and be mindful if you have little ones, okay, to protect their energy as well. Check on them, ask them how they feel. And I know the conversation isn't going to be long, but it matters, it counts, and I'm pretty sure it'll be very helpful. How's your day in school? How's things going? How you feeling? Are you sleeping well? Questions like that. So there's a need for you to, be astute and routinely check the temperature of your family and your household. Do not think or assume that everyone is as smart or wise as you. Not to call anyone dumb, but don't assume that, oh, they know better. No, check on the children as well. Okay. Like I said, when the cat is scratching the door and the dog won't stop barking, look, even, spend time with your pets as well. Give them love too. If you are a pet owner, okay, spend time with them. Go out into the yard and play with your animals. Okay. All right. They could feel some type of way as well. They could feel the vibration as well, collective. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that came through. That's for somebody. Somebody has a dog. Maybe you have two dogs or two dogs and a cat or something. Spend some time with your animals. Take those pets outside. Okay, they want your attention. They have feelings too, okay? They have feelings too. They will not continue to be ignored. Yeah, I have to speak up for the pets, okay? Yeah, so with the devil energy here, this is the energy that we're speaking of, to be mindful, and you have to protect your energy routinely. Make sure you're not allowing negative conversations, hypotheticals, people being frustrated and worried because something's going on in their life, and being to a point where you're listening to it so much that you begin to feel or think something is coming your way or something's going to happen with you and your family. And it's really not your energy, but you end up picking up on it, accidentally, just from maybe you work with this person. Maybe this is a friend of yours. Okay. Maybe this is a family member. This can be someone who calls you and always wants to dump their problems onto you or their worry onto you. Okay. People are always trying to flick energy. Yes, like flick. like flicking a booger, flick your energy onto other people. And so we have to be mindful. Those little seeds of doubt, they do count. Just having a conversation with people. You can have a simple conversation such as, what are you doing today, collective? And you're like, oh, well, I'm going to go for a walk in the park. Oh, don't you go for a walk in the park. You be careful. You go to the park now. I heard it's bad out there, and I heard it's this out there. I heard it's that out there. It's like no matter, there's nothing wrong with conversating with people, collective, but Spirit is clearly saying no matter who you are or what kind of conversation you have, there will be people who will constantly try to find a way to slither their negative energy into your life in one way or another. If they're not complaining and crying about their personal problems when they see you, they're commenting on something that you're saying. And the comment may not affect you, but it does later on down the line, or eventually somewhere will create a seed of doubt, you know. And people could easily shift your energy. I'm not going to say shift your vibration, but they could like taint. I'll say taint. They could taint your energy. And um, where we are now in the world, those who know, those who are very spiritually inclined and doing the work to take care of themselves and their energy and protect themselves, it's very important to allow your fallback game to increase 100-fold. I would say 10, but 100-fold. You have to be prepared and ready to not deal with anyone who is trying to be constantly negative, a nuisance, anyone that's toxic. And it doesn't have to be towards you, but if you know there are people who carry these traits or this kind of behavior, simply just being around them can taint your energy. Having conversations with these people can taint your life. And it's not about a belief system. It's about what you know to be fact and truth. And as you work on knowing thyself, and the more you move forward, you learn how important and valuable your energy is. Your energy is your currency. Your energy is your currency, and it's very precious and valuable. And you have to be mindful of who you are speaking to, talking to, because people will look. And I'm to the point now. I just go silent. And if I come across somebody and they try to throw some negative energy, I just go silent. And they might get a look. They might get a mysterious look, and that look says it all. Like, all I can say is the look says it all. Like, okay, I'm through talking with you or to you. Okay, you just have to protect your energy. And with, protection coming out twice here, that's what this read is conveying. To not disregard or think for a moment that your family, your loved ones, they don't have feelings, or even your spouse as well, whether you're married or you have a living spouse, you need to check